test a few times to make sure and see if it works. I'm sorry about the problems and issues. It could be that every time I try this, I do something wrong. I think it's a user issue, maybe. But I'm going to give it a few moments. I'm going to see what people can do here. Let's see. All right, let me try this then. Bear with me. I promise I'll add this time extra to the Q&A. But I have to check it out for myself, I guess. And I have to wait for you to all get on and find the new one. So I don't know why I always have this. I didn't have this problem the last time. So we will try to fix it again. If you can hear me, I'll try to tell my story again. Come on, dude. I tried to get a webcam, a nice one, because the one in my laptop really sucks. The missus got me a really nice one that didn't work, even though it said it was Windows 10 compatible. And it didn't work, and so I had to return it, and I had to get another one. I got another one that said it was Windows 10 compatible. It cost even more. And it wasn't Windows 10 compatible. And when I called the Windows company about it, they told me that it was my laptop. I said, wait, I can't find it says download the program at such and such address. And when I go there, there's XP, 7, and Vista. You don't have the one for 10. They went, yeah, that sounds like your laptop. No, it doesn't. It sounds like you don't have the downloaded program. All righty. Let's see if this works. If you can hear me. Yay, sound. Okay, there we go. I think it is the blasted Samo flange. It's got to be. Mikey. Good deal. Mikey's on the air. Someday Mikey's going to be back on Saturday morning Samo flange. He's missed the last two. Anyway, a few notes before I hit your questions. You start asking questions real quick. But one, I talked about the webcam. My Clone Wars review is finished. It is edited. People who donated $75 and more from the Billboard Project, you should have gotten an email from me last night. So you're getting a special preview of it before it goes live. And I hope it's really good. I don't know who else had a chance to see it yet, but just a handful of them did. And I hope they enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing it. Hey, if you're in Pensacola, Florida, you may see me. I'll be there next month, probably the third weekend in February. I'm going to Pensacon. And at Pensacon, Troy Denning will be there. Of course, one of my authors. He's on my bucket list of top authors I want to meet. So Troy Denning, can't wait to meet him. I'm going to try to get him on Princes of the Universe sometime. And yeah, it's going to be real exciting. Kevin J. Anderson will be there. Dave Dorman will be there. And that's really all I'm going for. And I'm going to bring a few books, and it's going to be hopefully really fun. So if you're in Pensacola, I'm only going to be there for Friday, though. I think I'm going to head over to Gulf Shores. My dad just bought a beach house. What? And he's getting, he's fixing it up, renovating it. That's the word, renovating it, and putting in a swimming pool. And he wants me to check on it. And of course I will. I may stay there too. So that's really cool. So I bet I will be in Pensacola that Friday at the Pensacon. Anyone there in the area who's going, let me know. I'd love to see you because those are the only 3 people I'm seeing. After that, I got nothing else to do. Let's see. What else? Someone asked a question, and I saved a few of these questions about, I did the Settlers of Catan board game series. And they said, Matt, do you have the 5 to 6 player extensions? I do, actually. I just bought them all. They are right here. Well, you can't really see them. They're off camera. Hold on. Let's see. No, it's not going to work. Anyway, I do have them. Let's see if I can get the top one. And here's what they look like. And I'm not going to do a review of them because it's basically just an extension of the game for 5 to 6 players. The other colors are green and brown. I got 2 of these for Christmas, and I got 2 of them for Christmas, and I just got 3 of them in the mail yesterday. Love it. Super excited. Catan's one of those games. It's actually the second most popular game ever sold in the U.S., Monopoly being number 1. And I've always wanted to play this game more, but whenever we have board game night, we usually have at least 6. And you got to have at least, you can only play 4 on Catan unless you have the 5 to 6 player extension. Now I do, and now I'm excited to play Catan. Ooh, I'm not going to try to move very quickly because the camera can't catch up. Hey, look, folks, you're talking to Bigfoot. All right, anyway, either that or I'm possessed. If that happens when I get my new webcam, I am possessed, okay? Anyway, I love Catan. I can't wait to play it again. Hopefully with the 5 to 6 player extension. For every expansion, I can now play it. The other question someone asked me was, it was a couple of weeks ago. I'm sorry I forgot your name, and I'm sorry I didn't respond because I wanted to answer it on this live Q&A. It was a fun question. Who would win between clone troopers and stormtroopers? And this was these were questions and debates that we nerds had on the Star Wars forums all the time. But instead of them being heated debates, we can have an actual discussion about them now. So just to answer your question, we're talking about the new Disney canon, it's going to be clone troopers because they've already established stormtroopers as idiots and rebels, from what I'm being told from everyone. So if that's the case, then it would be clone troopers all the way. But in the old expanded universe, I'm going to go with stormtroopers. Now you may say, wait a minute, Matt, what about the ARC troopers from Republic Commandos? Man, those guys are awesome, but you're talking about the elite there. If I paired them up with some of the best of the 501st or, you know, Vader's Fist, would they really be able to stomp Vader's Fist? I don't think they would. Also, I'm going by just the minimum. Like, let's just talk about just the regular clone trooper, the regular stormtrooper. And the stormtrooper wins out there because clone troopers, I don't think they would have had it in them. Now, it's very debatable, and of course, some of you could disagree, and that's fine. But I would go with stormtroopers. Everyone says, but stormtroopers sucked in the movies. Actually, if you look at the original trilogy, remember in the first movie, they actually let them escape. Remember, Tarkin says he let them escape. Leia even knows it was so easy, they let us escape. Stormtroopers were shooting to miss in that. And then the second one, stormtroopers tore everyone up, didn't they? But then the third one, oh, they got beat by Ewoks. That's stupid. No, actually, Kevin J. Anderson in the Star Wars Illustrated book actually explains that the report given on Endor was so weak that stormtroopers didn't even really know about the Ewoks. He downplayed the Ewoks as just mindless automatons. They pose zero threat. So no one knew. It was the surprise that first got them, right? And then what happened in Return of the Jedi? They started turning the tide and shooting down furballs. The only reason they didn't annihilate the Ewoks was why? Chewbacca got the two-legged walker right and started shooting all the stormtroopers. So in my opinion, I'm going to pick stormtroopers all the way. Few other things before we begin with the questions, because I'm excited. I'm excited about the questions. Ask anything you want. I've asked this like a year ago, but I only had a couple hundred subscribers. Now that I have more, I'm going to ask it again. Does anyone out there speak Bulgarian? That's weird, I know. But there were 4 Han Solo books that were exclusive in Bulgaria. That's because Bulgaria decided to make up Han Solo books. In the early 80s, it was after the Brian Daley Han Solo trilogy, the original Han Solo trilogy. Bulgaria just loved it so much, they got some writers and they wrote 4 more books in essence of that series. They've never been converted to English or any other language, as far as I know. And you can still find copies, you know, around Europe, I hear, especially in Bulgaria, I guess. But the thing is, Lucasfilm, they were so random that Lucasfilm didn't even know about these books until they started reprinting them in 1992. And then Lucasfilm finally caught wind of it and said, hey, you can't do that. But it was the reprint of books that had been sold way back in the 80s. They just didn't know about it. So I have digital copies of them, and this is something, a pet project I've had for the past, I don't know, 2-3 years now. So if anyone speaks Bulgarian, let me know in the comments of this video after we're done, and I will definitely hook up with you, and we'll try to figure something out. Finally, last topic, then we get to questions. I've been, a few of you have said, oh, Matt, spoilers, you're giving away spoilers on your Matt's Expanded Universe. Oh, spoilers. How can I say this nicely? These comic books came out at least 10 to 15 years ago. I'm sorry, I just don't consider it a spoiler. I try to keep them as spoiler-free as I can because I want you to read them. I don't want to give away everything. That's why I hardly talk about the plot. If you've noticed in my reviews, I brush over this plot and talk more about the book, what was good about what connections were made, why it was important, and stuff like that. I don't want to talk too much about the story because I want you to read it. I want you to make that decision. So when you accuse me, oh, Matt, spoiler on a comic book that came out almost 20 years ago. I think it came out 17 years ago. He's like, yeah, spoilers, you should say that. All right, in the future, I'll try to be better at it. Like, I know I'm going to get to some character deaths in a few more episodes, and I will make sure to put a little spoiler warning there before I reveal that. But other than that, I'm going to give you the plot. So, I mean, like, Wikipedia is full of spoilers, too. So I don't really get the whole spoiler thing, especially it's been out. I mean, I can spoil the ending of E.T., but after 20-something years, you should have seen it by now. I just saw it last week for the first time. I know, crazy, right? My little brother was scared of E.T., so we were never allowed to watch it. My little brother was the reason we weren't allowed to watch a lot of movies. I was banned from watching Wizard of Oz after one time as a kid because my brother had nightmares. Now, I've seen Wizard of Oz several times since, but anyway, you get what I mean. All right, so let's get to the questions. Oh, Disney Simflinge. Have I read Choices of One? Yes. I've read every book in the EU. I've read everything. By Timothy Zahn. Wow, watching from Australia. Thank you. Wow, this is awesome. Got people from everywhere. Brian didn't miss much. Predator 2. That's funny. Let's see. How do I feel about Rebels having Old Republic era hammer ships and Ezra having similar saber as Kylo Ren? You know what? I don't watch Rebels. So I can't comment on that. And the reason, by the way, before you say, why don't you watch Rebels? Because I wouldn't, as part of the new canon, it wouldn't interest me. And I know me. I would just sit there and just tear it apart because it wasn't the old canon. And that would be wrong, I think, just to watch something to tear it apart. So I don't want to do that. Let's see. Have you seen the video Star Wars Undercover? No, with Kylo Ren, Undercover Boss, the Saturday Night Live skit. No, my wife loved it. She loved it, whatever it was. She thought it was really funny. I haven't seen it. I don't know if I'd get it because I didn't see episode 7. Let's see. Whoa. Trying to keep it here. All right, let's see. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Are they Hungarian? Did I say Bulgarian? I said Bulgarian, right? Hungarian. I think they are Hungarian. Dadgummit. I'm going crazy up in here. Yes, it is Hungarian. I'm almost sure it is. I'll look it up. Hungarian then. There. It's been a long day. Plus, I can't say that right now. Let's see. Over a year old doesn't count for spoilers anymore. I kind of agree with that, but some people did get upset when I spoiled something. I can't remember what it was exactly. Whoa. Lots of questions. Hold on. I'm trying to sorry. Trying to get all your questions here. What's my favorite book in the X-Wing series? Oh, that's hard. Off the top of my list, Iron Fist. Off the top of my list. Do you want me to explain why? You have to wait till I get to the books. I would say probably Iron Fist. Did you like the book? I like all the X-Wing books. I think they're fantastic. Can't wait to go through them. Yeah, you guys are missing so much. Actually, Star Wars Rebels. Oh, are you saying that sarcastically? We're missing so much for not watching Rebels? It's just me right now. I think there's people in here who watch Rebels. Where was the lightsaber like Kylo Ren's in the EU? I don't think there was one. You mean the T-shaped one? I don't think there was one. Yes. When does the billboard go up? April. It's going to go up in April. Hopefully, that's what we're looking at. Brian, you're on here. You can give an updated version. But I believe it's April, which is perfect because that's when they discredited the EU. I think it'd be great if we brought it up, you know, the same month as that. Kylo Ren was hilarious. I have to watch it. What's your favorite Dark Horse comic run? I'll get to that later on. Right now, you know I love Knights of the Old Republic. Other than that, were there any ones I loved a lot of some of the one-shots so far I've reviewed, but a lot, you Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to them. We'll get to those. Who's your favorite Jedi in the Clone Wars? The TV show or just the era? I don't know. I mean, ooh, that's a good question. Maybe Kit Fisto. I kind of liked him. I was kind of interested in him. I don't know, but there's a lot of good Jedi in the Clone Wars, so I'd have to think about that one. That was a good question. No, I mean, did you like choices of one? Oh yeah, sure, it's fine. I want to hear your thoughts on Sword of the Jedi. Sword of the Jedi. Well, Sword of the Jedi was supposed to be written by Christy Golden, and according to her, she says they didn't have an idea. They did have an idea. In fact, it was reported a long time ago that she was already writing on book 1 as Order 66 came down on the EU. So she has something written. She doesn't want to share it, I guess. Writers are very hush-hush on their projects like that, or unfinished stuff, because they may want to change the people's name and resell it as something else. In fact, Tom Veach actually wrote a book called Lightsider. It's supposed to be the in-between story between Dark Empire 1 and 2. Excuse me. And as he wrote it, he supposedly wrote the whole thing and never went to print. He got in an argument with Star Wars about Lucasfilm about licensing, and he kept the story on his own, and he has it, and he won't give it out, and because he eventually, I guess, was going to bring it out as a story, but change all the names and characters and keep the same story. So kind of that's what authors do. They'll take their writings and just change things and make it into a new book, a failed writing. So I don't think we'll ever know, but you know what? I'll ask Troy Denning when I see him. Maybe he'll know. Let's see. I'm getting my 12-year-old cousin into the EU, and I have a few Ryder Wenham books of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Do you think these 2 books will be a good starting point to get him into the EU? Yeah, they're okay. They actually combine a lot of stories from the expanded universe. In fact, the Obi-Wan one, so random. It talks about a story from a Little Golden Books episode, which we'll get to way later. But I noticed that it combines grabs other stories from the EU. So yeah, those are fine. They tell stories of the EU and the movies. For kids, to be honest, he's 13. I think Young Jedi Knights is a fantastic young adult thing. If he loves the prequels, Jedi Apprentice. I still stand by Jedi Apprentice. I think it's fantastic. If he wants about Anakin and Obi-Wan, then Jedi Quest, but Jedi Apprentice I think was a little bit better. But anyway, let's see. Oh boy, lots of questions. Trying to catch up. What is my favorite series in the EU, and would I ever watch episode 7? I don't know. Series? Maybe. I like the New Jedi Order a whole lot. I liked it because it's really dark. I don't know if I'll ever see episode 7, just because I just don't have interest. It's like, Matt, are you going to watch the NBA finals? No. Why? Because I don't like basketball. I used to. It's kind of weird, but I'm totally out of basketball. Don't even watch March Madness anymore. I used to love March Madness, but basketball got boring to me. So basketball and Disney Star Wars. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Brian signed the contract today. Good deal. It's going to be in April. We'll give out to the dates later on. Let's see. Oh, trying to catch up there. I think the billboard's an awesome thing. What's it going to say? Actually, Brian, can you put the address to the billboard project? I can't think of it. It's like Let Legends Live On, or Let Legends Live or something, .net, I think. But you can actually see it. They have a copy, a draft it's gonna look great. It's gonna be short and straight and to the point. Some of the new Fantasy Flight Age of Rebellion books are mentioning events and characters from the EU. Yes, they're going to mix them for a little bit, but the stuff is flipping over. It's kind of weird. Fantasy Flight is in an odd era right now. They're quasi-canon right now, actually. Because they mention a few of the stuff. They used to mention all Legend stuff. And then as Force and Destiny came out, they made the announcement, this stuff is Legends and this stuff is Disney canon. And that's what they're doing going forward. They're giving you kind of a little bit of both. So, but for me, it's too much. It doesn't make any of those characters canon, unfortunately, or the events. But they just need the Legends because Legends has more an in-depth history. And for building a role-playing world, you need that. Right now, Disney Star Wars doesn't have much to go on in terms of role-playing. So they're borrowing from Legends. That's why Fantasy Flight is still coming out with Armada expansions and X-Wing expansions that come from the EU. If you've noticed that, EU characters, EU ships, and I think it's great. So it still kind of lives on with Fantasy Flight, I guess you could say, but I do not collect the Fantasy Flight books anymore. All right, let's see. Oh, whoa, lots of questions here. What Star Wars games have you played, like board games and card games? Oh, that's a good question. Besides the board games I have reviewed, I haven't played much. That customizable card game you used to play, it looked fun. I wanted to do it, but my brother got into it a little bit, and I just could not get into it. And plus, they were coming out with billions of expansions like every year, every 6 months, I think, for that thing. And I was selling those cards. Actually, I used to work at a card and comic shop. I used to sell those cards, but I'm a completist, and I wanted every card, and there's only like 1,000 of them. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to collect all those. So I just gave up. But it looked really fun. But other than that, not many. Video games, like I said, some of the early ones, but that was about it. Didn't get to play some of the new ones. Like, again, Knights of the Republic, I came too late to the party for that. Okay, and to me, I played it for a little while. A friend of mine, Stepdaddy, on Saturday Morning Salmon Flange podcast, he gave me a copy to play, and I played it, and I was like, because now the graphics aren't as good. I'm sure the story is still good. I know the story's good, but I just could not get into it anymore. I just came too late to that party. But big credit for Knights of the Republic and stuff, because they've really, really, really brought a lot of EU fans into the fold with those games. They're honestly probably the most impactful games of all video games. It was probably Knights of the Old Republic. Let's see. Oh, lots of stuff going on here. Jaina Solo is probably one of your favorite characters in the EU. She is definitely awesome. That's why Sword of the Jedi, I was very upset when it didn't come out. What would be a great Star Wars book for someone who hasn't watched any movies or read any books? What? They haven't watched any movies? Dang. Well, and that's interesting. If you haven't watched any, I'm looking at my collection right now. That is a great question. Gosh, I don't know. Fellas, give me a start off. I think you'd have to go with the comic books. I think it would have to be something visual first, and the comic books would be the closest thing. And if that's the case, woo, am I wrong for saying Knights of the Old Republic? I mean, they can go from there. I mean, you want to get them a little bit more current, but that's not bad, because then they could break into the Old Republic era and kind of read it chronologically. But if they've never even watched Star Wars, that's weird. I think I would go with a comic book for sure, just to give them the visual effect. If they've never seen Star Wars, if they have seen Star Wars, Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy, hands down. There are others that would work, but Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy is probably the best out of those. Let's see. Have you ever watched any other YouTube channels? EU channels. I haven't. I've watched a few videos from here and there. I can check this guy out here, but I've never heard of him. No. I'll Google Star Wars Expanded Universe every once in a while just to see what's up. And I've seen, let me see, well, Stupid Chainsaw Productions, they put some stuff on. Dark Novia put some stuff on. Few other people, Django Fett always puts some stuff on. I think he's going to review video games hopefully soon. That'd be interesting. So, but yeah, I'll check them out. You know, I'm always interested in other people's opinion of the EU, and I do check out other, you know, book reviews and stuff like that just to hear what other people have to say. Which, by the way, a lot of people say the same thing about the same book. I guess that's not bad, but it gets kind of repetitive when you're trying to watch it. Ever a novel that told the story of Revan after the Old Republic book? Yeah, Trevor. It was called Revan. Revan, Old Republic. Yeah, it's there. It's there. I reviewed it. It's in one of the earlier episodes. Look at my playlist through Matt's Expanded Universe, and you'll see a review of it. They actually did a few of those Old Republic books. I thought those books were really good. I was surprised at how good those books were, actually. Let's see. Getting behind in the questions there. Oh, someone already answered that. Thank you, Andrew. Doggone it, 2 seconds too late on this. Okay. Would I like to watch the EU in episode 7 because I said it was the EU's greatest offender in a video? No, probably not. But I'm trying to put a good spin on it because I know a lot of people were upset that, you know, it ripped off the EU. And I just wanted to put, sorry, I had to readjust it there. There you go. So I can lean back in my chair. I wanted to put a good spin on it because I heard a lot of negative people just saying, oh, it's just ripping off the EU, blah, blah. And I was like, well, that's one way of looking at it, yes. But another way, it could be a compliment to the EU. So that was really what the video was for. Let's see. Do I have a pick for the Super Bowl? Yes, the Super Bowl winner will be me because I never watched the Super Bowl. Oh, big reveal. I do not like NFL. I watch college football, but I cannot get into the NFL for some reason. It seems fake. I mean, sure, the games are rigged so the Patriots win every one, but I mean, it just seems fake to me, and I don't know why. Every Super Bowl party I have been to, I go there to eat their food and usually leave. In fact, the most Super Bowl parties I've hit in one night was 4. I think I changed every quarter. I just went to the next house. So I just go for the Super Bowl food. And with the missus, usually we skip and we watch something else. We don't watch the Super Bowl, but she used to go with me, and instead of hitting, 4 parties, we'll hit 2 for the food. But we're both on diets right now, so no Super Bowl parties. I will probably be watching, I don't know, when's the Super Bowl? I don't know. It's February, right? I don't know. I'll probably be watching some kind of movie or something. We're going through the Rocky series right now. I got the Mrs. Rocky on Blu-ray, and we were watching the first one before I had to call a timeout and do this. And yo, Adrian, yeah, man, those movies are great. Those movies are great. Before you ask which one's the best Rocky, Rocky Balboa, the 6th one, fantastic. I saw Creed. I thought it was good, but it's not the best. Let's see. All right. EU. Oh, whoa. In the EU, 30 years after Jedi, had so much happen. Episode 17, almost nothing happened. Yeah, I've heard that complaint, actually. It's like, what had happened between those 30 years? Nothing? Peace? You don't even know the political state of the universe. My brother, who saw this film, he texted me in the theater. He was just berating me for not going to see it because he thought it was going to be the best movie ever. And he texted me and says, oh, man, this sucks so bad. And he told me the other day, he said, every day I think about that movie. I think about how ridiculous it was. He said, at first I enjoyed it, but now I'm thinking more and more, I don't like that. Before anyone says anything, he doesn't read the books. He doesn't care about the EU. He didn't care about it going away. He just wanted to see a good movie, but he said it was just lazy writing. He really cares about the writing. He just thought it was lazy writing. Now, if you enjoyed it, that's great. My brother is a movie snob, but I just thought it was funny when he said that. Where are you about John Sadler? Is John Tuttle in disguise as John Sadler? Yeah, they could be the same person. We don't know. I always make fun of Tuttle because of that. Give us legends.net. Okay, there we go. Who's that? That's funny. What color lightsaber would you have, and what kind of lightsaber would it be? It would be just a straight lightsaber. I think I answered this question last time, didn't I? I think I said I wanted an orange one because I wanted it to look like flame was coming out of it because it'd be a flaming sword. That'd be kind of cool. Plus, you don't know many people in the EU had an orange saber. Some in the comics did, but in the books, let me think about that. No, Lobaka's was a bronze color, but I don't know if there could have been an orange saber, but I would go with orange because that's a very unique color. I'd be like Samuel Jackson with his purple lightsaber. Yeah. Do I collect action figures? What's your rarest one? Man, I wish I collected the action figures back as a kid. I had a bunch of them back in the day. I used to play with them, and my mom threw them all away. I know someone, Troy, who subscribes to the channel. He has a complete collection. He just finally got the last one. He has them all pristine in the box, I think, too. Unbelievable. Unbelievable collection. I'd love to see it sometime. If I ever go by Alabama, up in Alabama, I think is where he's at. I'm definitely stopping by to see that. I think that's amazing. I don't have the money or time or patience to collect all that. I did collect some of the newer stuff when it came out back in the late 90s. I think I got everything up to, I know I got all the Shadows of the Empire stuff. And we're talking vehicles and everything. And then when it got to Power of the Force, the greenbacks, I just ran out of money. Folks, I was in college. I was broke. I was spending all my money on toys because my mom, as a birthday present, as a Christmas present, she was super nice. She bought me the entire first run of Star Wars toys. The entire first run, ships and everything. It was the biggest present I think she's ever bought for us. Now she has, you know, what, 6, 7 grandkids and several, you know, 4 or 5 extra in-laws. She ain't buying me nice stuff now. But that was probably one of the biggest presents she ever gave me. I thought, oh, I got a head start on this. I can start collecting. And it just got out of hand. I still have that collection. It's at my parents' house. I'm going to wait until I have kids, and I'm going to open up every single one. That's right. I'm going to open up every single one and play with them. And I look forward to playing with toys. When I was a kid, let me just tell you this. When I played with my X-Wing, I said, when I grow up, I'm going to buy a TIE Fighter, because we didn't have a TIE Fighter growing up. I said, and I'm going to play X-Wing and TIE Fighter. I'm going to play Star Wars toys before I go to work. I'm going to kiss my wife goodbye, you know, before I leave to work. But I'm going to play with my Star Wars toys in the morning. And when I come back, finish playing with my Star Wars toys. I'm always going to play toys as a kid. I mean, when I'm adult, I'm still going to play toys. I will never get tired of toys. I also used to think that parents sitting around just talking, was so boring. They'd sit there and talk for hours. I'd be like, why are you guys talking? You could be playing. I'm getting some great playing time. And these people just talk and run their mouth for nothing. It's amazing. I'm glad I remember those things back in the day, because I remember my parents and their friends talking about what it was like back in the day. I was like, geez, why were you even happy back then? Everything's better now. And this was the 80s, and everything was better in the 80s. Wasn't it, Mikey? Anyway, nowadays I can see, because I'm like the same way, man. Nostalgia bug has hit me. I go to antique shops all the time to look for nostalgia. The missus gave me a record player. I have a few Chipmunks albums. I'm not embarrassed about that. I partied with the Chipmunks the other day. And I ordered 2 more records. They're on their way. So I like the nostalgia stuff. Playing records, playing tapes. There's a tape deck on the side of it. It's one of those Crosley 5-in-1 players. And man, I go to antique shops now and I look for records. I'm looking for like the children's records, because that stuff they probably didn't reprint. Like I got my old Ronald McDonald birthday, you know, very merry birthday to you. Love it, you know, and it's cheesy stuff, but it's a lot of fun. So I got an old Intellivision too. If people remember Intellivision, that was before Nintendo. I got an Intellivision Flashback. I've been playing the heck out of that game. Space Invader, I'm the bomb still. Night Stalker, I'm killing it. And Dungeons and Dragons, which I used to beat all the time and love as a kid, I am dying a billion times in that game. I can't figure out. I think the graphics have gotten faster. There's no way I can die so easily. But I will beat that game. And Intellivision, super fun system. We had it growing up. In fact, when we broke it, my dad gave us choices. Do we want to fix our Intellivision, or do we want to buy a brand new Nintendo? And we said, fix the Intellivision. We didn't want a Nintendo. And then we broke the Intellivision after it got fixed like 2 days later, and my brother got a whooping. I think we all got whoopings because we fall and someone fell on it, and we broke it again. And then for Christmas, Dad bought us the Nintendo. But Mom said it was because he wanted a Nintendo. Father, you lie. Anyway, let's see. That was a fun story. Probably, let's see. Guessed away a lot of your questions now. Oh, let's see. Ooh, they're coming in now. Oh, I guess when I don't touch the screen. Hold on. Let me catch up here. I got to figure out where I was. All right. TIE Fighter game was great. You know, I never got to play the TIE Fighter game, but I heard that. I heard it was good. Uh, woo, I'm way behind. I'm sorry about this. What are my thoughts on Cloak of Deception, Darth Maul, Shadowhunter? Do I think they're essential to understand the Phantom Menace? No, they're none of them are essential to understand the Phantom Menace. I think both of them add a nice, colorful background. They enhance what does Cloak of Deception enhance Phantom Menace? No, but it's not. It's James Luceno, so you can't really go wrong with him. And Darth Maul Shadowhunter is really good. I would say read them. I think they're worth your time. You can check out my reviews online. I was brought up with Shadows of the Empire and then Jedi Quest. Yeah, I heard about that. Jedi Quest. That's wild. That was your first one. I can understand that, though. I can understand that. And by the way, a great series. I'm going through it. I'm reviewing it now. Should I tell my friend to watch the movies? Yes, I would watch the movies first, definitely. I'd watch the original trilogy first, and then the prequels. And then go to the books. Or maybe just the original trilogy and read some of the books. Let's see. But I wouldn't do it in, George Lucas said you watch them with episode 1 first and episode 6 last. I disagree. I think you watch the originals first and then the prequels second. I think that makes better sense. Matt, if you were given the opportunity to continue the EU, how would you do it? I actually talked about this in Yub Nub's Halloween special. Check that out on my video. It was this past October. Yub Nub's Halloween special. I did tell you what I would do if I ran the EU. All right, I'm trying to get caught up on my EU collection, but some of the books have Legends banners on it, and I don't mind the Legends banner since I like the EU, Disney, Star Wars. What's your opinion? I don't mind the Legends banner. Heck, if they print out new books under Legends, they're going to have the Legends banner, and I'm going to buy it. So honestly, I do not mind the Legends banner. In fact, when Legends books are bought, that's when stores go, ooh, all these Legends books are flying off the shelves. The ones without the Legends label are not. And they're going to order more Legends books, and people are going to see the numbers keep pouring in. Can you imagine if Legends books start outselling the new books? I don't see a way that would happen. But if people keep buying the Legends stuff, that's going to tell Del Rey what sells. And everybody go, ooh. And then they're going to be really strong on our side by asking Lucasfilm, please, can we make more Legends books? Because these things are just flying off the shelves. And I think it's great that more and more people are getting into the expanded universe. Some of you have credited me with that, and I thank you. That's really very kind compliment. But to be honest, it is so good to hear that so many people are just discovering it for the first time. Like, this is great. Like, someone sent me an email saying that they found my channel. They were looking at a comic book to see if it was part of the old Marvel or new Marvel, and they just got hooked. And they started watching me and then started buying some of the books. And I can't remember which one they read, but they said, Matt, I read one of the books you said was great. It was awesome. Now I'm reading everything. Thank you so much. Wow, what a great compliment. But yeah, the EU, that's why I want people to try it out. I think they'd really like it. Now, for some, I truly believe when some people say it's not for me, I'm not going to press it, okay? Because I'm the same way with the Disney canon. So why would I say, oh, you have to try the EU? No, you don't have to. But yeah, if you want to, come on in, because I think it's great. Let's see. What's my opinion on the Vong? I know a lot of people like them and a lot do not. I love the Vong. Actually, if you listen to the Prince of the Universe podcast, Nathan Butler, one of our guest stars on it, he was fantastic. He actually wrote a story about the Vong, and we talk about that in the episode. So yeah, do love the Vong. Can she read the novelization versions of the movies just so she can get this gist of things? I would let her watch the movies first. Ooh, this is an idea. Have her watch the originals and read the prequel books. Because the prequel books are really good. They're better than the movies. The prequel books are. The regular movie versions, like Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi, are kind of by the book. They're okay in some sections, and I'll talk about those when I get to them some year. Let's see. My girlfriend has never seen Star Wars movie in its entirety, but she went to see episode 7 when it came out, and I got her to watch half of episode 4. Doesn't really bother me. Oh, that's funny. Hey, at least she watched episode 7, I guess. Favorite member of Rogue Squadron and why? Come on, man, it's Wedge. Oh, if it wasn't Wedge, if it wasn't Tycho, if it wasn't, well, you know what? I like Hobbs and Wes before I like Tycho. Gosh, but Rogue Squadron people. Face is good. Tom Fannin was excellent. There's a lot of good characters in X-Wing. That's one of the things that Michael Stackpole did really well. He made you really like every character from that series. Can't wait to talk about those. What do you think of the petition? Online fans want to get George Lucas direct episode 9. I actually talked about this in my podcast, Prince of the Universe. And I don't think they should let him. I don't think they want to let him, first off. But I mean, I'm trying to put in my mind frame, because if in my mind, what if all the new sequels were part of the old EU? Would I want George to do 9 and give it that send off? Probably not. Disney doesn't obviously want them, because if you heard Trevor, I can't remember his last name, the guy directing episode 9, actually said, guys, Lucas just isn't the right guy for this. I'm the guy for. Did you just say he wasn't the right guy? The creator? Isn't it funny that he didn't get, well, last I saw on the poster, there's nothing that says created by George Lucas. I think Disney is slightly sidestepping George altogether, politely ignoring George is more likely about it. And I think George knows it. I think that's why he made that white slaver comment, even though he apologized for it about Disney. But I think looking at that, I think it was Charlie Rowe's interview, he seemed a little miffed that he had been left out, didn't he? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Check it out on Hulu. It's toward the end. Go to the 50-something mark. It's only 60 minutes long, so I think that's where it is. Let's see. Also, what's your favorite prequel era book? Mine's Outbound Flight. I might talk about that soon. Prequel book? I don't know. Let me review the books, and I'll tell you first. I'm trying to think of the books I've reviewed so far. Dang, that's hard too. I can't even do that one. I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. Jedi Apprentice series. I think it's awesome. Let's see. People like Delta Squad. People do like Karen Travis's. I'll get into hers not too long. She's not too far away on my reviews. Favorite Sith Lord. Would it be Plagueis? Bane's good too. Ooh, Darth Malgus. Darth Malgus' story, Deceived, and Old Republic was really good. I don't know. They have this is the whole bad is cool. There's good Darth Maul stories too. That's a hard one. Because, I mean, I enjoy the book Darth Plagueis, but the actual Sith Lord? I don't know. Darth Cadus. Ha! Let's see. If you were going to make a baseball team but could only use Star Wars characters, who would be on your team? Well, Dak knows that I am a big baseball fan, and he knows I'm going to answer that. Cheap way to get your question answered. Let's see. Who would be on my team? I'd probably start off with Teak from the Ewok movies, because he's fast. You need a fast start-off runner. Second would probably be Han. He's the wingman for sure. No, Chewie. Chewie's the wingman. He would bat second. Han third. Luke cleanup because he has the Force. Fifth is Darth Vader right behind him because he's got a great power swing. We would have the Emperor, Palpatine. We call him Palpy. Oh, Palpy! He would be at first base giving the signals, on whether to steal or not. He would always tell you to steal because you will steal second. And let me see. Batting six. Are we just going with movie characters here? You didn't ask me. I don't know. Let me just go with movie characters. Six would be Lando because he is awesome. Seventh. Who would bat seventh in my just Star Wars people lineup? I'd let Leia. We put a girl on the team. Yeah. There's no crying in baseball, but we would put girls on the team. 8 would be C-3PO. I can't put R2. Sorry, no arms. And then batting ninth would be Wicked the Ewok, just because it would be funny. And it'd be great. Our name would be the Star Warriors. You want me to do a EU version of that? You have to ask me next time. I can't think on the fly like that. And I got a lot of questions to ask. All right, let's see. Oh my goodness, I am so behind. Hold on, I'm going to try to catch up. I don't have much time, but I'm going to try to catch up and answer as many of these as I can. Let's see here. I fell behind. Okay, here we go. Video games. Hey Matt, since video games from the EU aren't your thing, how come I see Star Wars TIE Fighter on your shelf? Are you holding out on us? Oh, you do see TIE Fighter and you see X-Wing. You ready for this? Because there's an EU short story in those games if you got the first edition. The Steel Chronicles, Steele, I think, and the Farlander Papers, which I will review. That's why I have them. Good call. Good see. I forget that y'all look in the background, but you know what? I do that with other videos too. So maybe I should hit different angles of the bookshelf so y'all can see more, you nosy people. Let's see. What's my opinion on the Sith Lords being reduced to just Darth Bane, Sidious, and Darth Vader? I say lame. Do I collect audio versions of the novels and comics? No, I do not, but I've listened to a few of them. I think they got better in time. Fate of the Jedi was the last one I listened to. I listened to the last book because I had to buy it on audio when I was on vacation. I read that entire series probably in a week, or the last 4 or 5 books in like a week. I was just ripping through those books. They were so good. And on the way back home, I needed something to, I wanted to read it. So I've just got the audio and listened to it. And I thought the audio was much better than what I remember. Back then, audiobooks came abridged, or they came, abridged, which means they cut out a lot for time. Now, books are usually read unabridged, which I like better now. And I don't know when that switch happened, but if that would have happened, I probably would have listened to a few. But the one I heard, the Fate of Jedi one, was much better than some of the older ones I heard. And when it was abridged, they'd skip scenes I really liked. So I didn't really collect a lot of the audio ones. I knew a guy that had them all on tape, though. He had recorded all of them on tape, copied them. Back in the 80s or 90s, early 90s when you could do that. Any opinion on spoilers? Spoilers, folks. Han Solo dying. I called it a year and a half ago. I really don't have any other opinion than that. Let's see. Any opinions on Game of Thrones? Any opinions on Game of Thrones? I don't watch Game of Thrones. I even have HBO and I don't watch Game of Thrones. I guess because I want to read the books. That's kind of stupid. The books will never come out. He's going to die before he finishes that series, folks. I will read the books. I will, because I've heard so many good things about them. Maybe when the show finishes up, I'll watch the show and then read the books. But for right now, I usually don't watch shows. Let me see. The only show I'm keeping up with is Heroes Reborn right now, which sucks. I wish I wouldn't have done it. But because I watched it back in the day, I felt like I had to watch it again. And then the other Survivor on CBS. I love Survivor. Walking Dead, too. I keep up with Walking Dead. But that's basically it. Anything else I'll watch when the series is completed. Some of the Netflix stuff. I did watch Daredevil. Thought Daredevil was good. Oh, have you seen Revenge of the Sith and how it should have ended video? No, I haven't. I'll have to check that out. Collectors who do not open toys don't make sense. Some people just like everything pristine. I agree with you, though. I'd love to play with those toys. Don't worry, Troy. If I come to your house, I'm not going to rip open your yak face. I'm not. I'm just going to look at it. Let's see. What else we got here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Went too far down. Oh, rats. I can't move this thing right. Let's see. Already answered that. Sorry, I lost my place, folks. This is the boring part of the video. True that. Did you watch your EU video trailer? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, that's good. It's cool that people make those things. I like them. I mean, I wish it was real, but yeah, it was fine. The value of my personal possessions. Yeah, I feel the same way. Opinions on Galen Merrick, aka Star Killer. I liked him. I wish they would have finished Force Awakens. Would I rather have a yearly Legends movie based off the books, or new, or just new Legends books, comics, and a lot more than movies? Yeah, I would take the latter. I would take more book. I don't think we'll ever get a movie from Legends, folks. I don't think that will happen. I don't even think a TV show would be possible. I do think books and comic books are a grand possibility, and honestly, that's why I like Star Wars now. So yeah, I would follow that more, I believe. Let's see. Any opinion on the side stories we were getting since the EU is gone? Side stories. Sorry, I don't know what that means. By the way, I missed something. Well, I didn't miss something in my review, but there are Tales from the Old Republic on the Old Republic website. They stopped doing them in late 2015. I talked about them earlier. I never reviewed them because they're only, if you print them out, they're like 2 pages long, and they're just like a little short, a very short vignette. And they're good, they're fine to read. They're fine to read. Vignette. They're just a short, really short story. And they're fine to read. Nothing that really is awesome, but they did come out under the Legends world. And they just stopped them this year. Sad. Last year. I don't think they're going to make any more. My request, if they were, went unanswered several times. Any opinion on Rogue One? No opinion. Don't care about it. Machete Order. I've heard about the Machete Order. I would have to probably watch them all. But yeah, my brother was real big into the Machete Order when he heard about it. Any opinion on Republic Commando books and games? Never played the games. I will get to the books. I will get to the books eventually, because remember, the Clone Wars we're coming up on the Clone Wars, folks. That's going to be a headache to untangle that timeline. Any opinion on Rogue Squadron 2 for the GameCube? Because that game was awesome. Actually, tell you, I did not like that game that much. It actually made me give up my GameCube. I'm sorry, but I think I got lost on a level in Cloud City, and my wingman, my 2 wing people, killed everyone, and I passed the level without shooting anyone. I thought that was stupid, but that was just me. In fact, that was when I got out of Star Wars video games. Nathan P. Butler is an awesome guy. I had him on Prince of the Universe, and I gotta take off my sweater. I have a shirt under this. Don't worry, not gonna get kinky. All right, there we go. Whew, it's hot in here. Anyway, yeah, Nathan P. Butler is a great guy. I hope to have him on again. There's a topic I want to talk to him about, but it's kind of controversial. Not risque controversial, just a lot of you fans like something that I'm not particularly fond of, and neither is he. We talked about it like after the show, and we talked about being maybe a potential topic, but I don't want to upset fans. Okay, I hear a lot of people say something that just kind of I don't agree with, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I guess giving my opinion wouldn't matter. So maybe look out for that. I'm gonna get with Nathan. Maybe we'll do something soon. Any opinion on Admiral Thrawn? I think he's a fantastic villain. Probably in my top 5 villains of the EU. I did that on a Prince's. That one. It was on YouTube, because that was one of my earlier podcasts. Darth Ruin was an interesting character. He needed a novel. There just wasn't much about him. Oh, you finished Revenge of the Sith book? Yeah. First ever complete a Star Wars book. I'll probably buy it. Yeah, that was actually a really good book. A lot of people like that book. Can't wait to do my own review of it. Any opinion on Darth Malgus? Yeah, love Darth Malgus. Like I said, he's great. What do you think about Vestera from Fate of the Jedi? I think she was good. Spoilers. I'm saying spoilers here. I would want her with Ben Skywalker, but people are making a very strong case that she was not meant to be with Ben Skywalker. which kind of bums me out. But at the same time, I get it. I get it. You know, maybe he had to be with someone else. But Vestara is an interesting character. I just wish we could find out more about her. Legacy of the Force is a fantastic series. I cannot wait to review it. I like a lot of the post Jedi era stuff. Do I think Benedict Cumberbatch would have been a good Thrawn if played in a movie? I don't know. I don't really like him. I'm one of the, 2 people on the planet maybe that don't like him. I may be the only person on the planet. I don't know. That other person may have gotten killed. I just don't like the actor. Maybe he could play. He just seems so smug. Maybe that's just all the roles he plays. Maybe he's a douchebag. I'm kidding. Anyway, I guess I could see him. I don't know who would play Thrawn in a movie. That's a good question. Let me think about that and answer it on the next Q&A, whenever that'll be. When I get a new webcam, that's for sure. Let's see. Is there a Star Wars book where Princess Leia gives birth to the twins, like the end of the Throne series? Yeah, she does in the Throne series. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is in the last book. Any opinion on Korriban being changed to Morabon? Actually, Leland Chi explained that on the Star Wars forums back in the day. It was like Coruscant in Imperial City. It used to be called Imperial City. It's Coruscant. In real life, cities change names all the time. So that a planet changes names eons later makes perfect sense to me. We have a city here called West Monroe. It used to be called Trenton years ago, before I was even born, probably. But there's, well, not that long ago, because people still remember it as Trenton. So, but it's been, I'm sure, 40, 50 years. I don't know the history of West Monroe, but it used to be called Trenton. Istanbul, Constantinople. Not trying to quote They Might Be Giants, but that city changed names. So planets can change names. I'm totally all right with that. And I thought Leland Chi's excuse for why the name change was really actually pretty brilliant. Plus, remember, Force and Destiny said to treat Filoni's Clone Wars as propaganda films from Compnor, because Compnor tampered with those films and we're not really seeing the true events. Some of them are true, some aren't, meaning the ones that contradict with the EU. I thought it was a really nice parting gift that they gave to the Legends universe before they went over into the new canon. Let's see. Any opinion on how Darth Maul was portrayed in the Clone Wars? A lot of questions. I'm not going to get to them all. I didn't like Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. I thought when he's dead, he's dead. I used to have a quote from George saying, when he's dead, he's dead. And I can't find that quote. It was way back in 1999 because he made sure that the EU wasn't going to bring him back. Let's see. What is my opinion on Star Wars Easter eggs being put into Rebels? I don't care, because I don't care about the new canon. Sorry to be mean about that. Not being mean, but who's my favorite Jedi? Again, Kip in the EU, Kip Durin. You can check the podcast for that. Dark Empire is a great audiobook. Any opinion? No opinions on Rebels at all. Are you keeping up with the story of the new Old Republic expansion? Sadly, no. I hear they're excellent, though. Knights of the Fallen and stuff, I hear that's really good. In one of the interview videos, Filoni said something along the lines, there really is no way that it can't happen. You must be responding to someone in the comments. I don't get that. Terry Brooks just started a new series. Yeah, I haven't read his series, The Sword of Shannara, whatever it's called. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, but I hear it's really awesome. Never a dull moment. Thank you. Any opinions on the Emperor from the Old Republic? I didn't really like that kind of mimicked the new. I wish they would have separated the Empire from the Old Republic and the new, well, the Rebellion era a little bit more. They seem a little too similar. If I could make one complaint about the Old Republic, that would probably be it. It was a little too similar with the Rebellion era, but that's the only complaint I can make about the Old Republic. Trying to get these questions, I won't get it. Where can I find your podcast? You can find them on iTunes under Princes of the Universe or Saturday Morning Samoflange. Oh boy, folks, I'm on the 1 minute mark here. Not going to get all these. You know what? I should start doing these monthly. I'll think about it. Let's see. And I should, for everyone overseas watching this at 3 a.m, thank you. I'm going to try to, let me think about it. Maybe when I have a day off, I think I got President's Day off, and I'll do one in the middle of the day. Maybe that'll be better. Or just hit me in the comments, what time, maybe early in the morning. I don't know. I want to do something for you guys too and do different times. Let's see. What's my favorite picture? Why does it move? Force Unleashed 1 and 2 games. I did play them for a little bit. I thought they were really good. Like I said, I wish they would have done a 3rd book to finish off that series. Will you put Heart of the Jedi in your expanded universe timeline reviews? Ooh. I don't know. Let me see when I get there. It wasn't necessarily an official book, but it does fit now, thanks to Joe. You know what? I may. I don't know. That's a good question. Let me think about that. Yeah, put me on mute for that. Sorry. Do I believe the Darth Jar Jar theory? No, but I think it's hilarious. Any opinion on the Invincible series by Robert Kirkman? I love Invincible. I haven't kept up with it lately, but it started off really well. A lot of comic books I kind of got out of too. Our comic book shop closed for it took a hiatus because the owner died, and now it just opened up, but I'm not interested in buying anymore, especially not from some new comic book guy. Can't wait to talk about the miniseries. I think Sleepers, Star Wars, great. Have I heard about the cancel forecast by Josh Irons as a Great Jedi? Would love to see you as a guest star on one of their podcasts. Just saying, that'd be fine. I'd love to. But they need to ask me because if they ask me, I'll do it. Thunder Pop, I just did an interview with them. Great guys. And I've guest starred on a few podcasts. But if they ask me, yeah, I'd be happy to. Any opinion on Dark Horse Comics versus Marvel Comics? Do you think they're wrong? Give the right. I talked about this in a video actually. So the Dark Horse Marvel thing, what I thought about that was one of my early videos. Friday is going to be Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. That is correct. Can't wait to do it. And folks, that is it. I'm out of time. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for your questions. I happened to skip one. I'm sorry. I just tried to get to the end there. And I will see you Friday with another review. And maybe we'll do another live Q&A because, hey, it was fun, wasn't it? By the way, are you working President's Day? Are you off for it? Or are you off in the daytime? Can I do a Q&A that day? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not promising anything. I'm just asking. All right, folks. See you later.